everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack. Today is a LEGO collection review episode, and in front of me I've got the Justice League collection. Well, minus some of the Batman figs, I just wanted to fit them into a nice section here. But yes, this is every single Justice League minifigure ever made.
All right, so here it is, the entire Justice League collection. Based on this shot, you might be able to guess which one of the minifigs is the most popular out of the entire Justice League for LEGO. And the funny thing is, that's not even all the Batmans that exist. We couldn't even fit the rest onto the stand. Now, in order to save time, I'm not gonna go through every single Batman or Superman, in fact, because we have our own individual collection videos on those guys. I highly encourage you to all just check out those videos instead. There's no point in sort of repeating the exact same information here, but if you look at this collection compared to the Avengers collection, you can see that the Avengers, in LEGO form at least, the Marvel characters, have been a little bit more prominent. Also, check out every Avengers episode if you like. But let's not get distracted. Let's go through the Justice League, and I'm gonna move through this collection in the same order as when these characters were actually introduced to the Justice League in the comics. So here are the guys from the very first comic, the founding members of the Justice League that came all the way out back in 1960, The Brave and the Bold, Volume 1, number 28. We've got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and Martian Manhunter. All right, so like I said, we're gonna go past Superman, past Batman. They're obviously the founding members, but the first minifigs we're really gonna take a close look at are the Wonder Womans. Now, there were only 3 different versions of her ever produced, but I gotta say all 3 are very excellent figs, especially the first one here. Incredibly detailed even for a 2012 release. She came out in the Superman vs. Power Armor Lex 6862 set, plus a couple others. She's only $6, but has incredible detailing. I like the leg printing. That really does make it for this character, and she has a great exclusive made headpiece for the top. She comes with a golden lasso, the only Wonder Woman to come with a golden lasso. And then 2015 gave us the second one. It's actually the same mold for her hairpiece, but just a silver band instead of a gold one. The torso is totally different. The updating on the torso definitely does look better, but you can see that the legs don't look nearly as good. She's got pants on this time, but the detailing is just a lot less intense. She comes with a sword, and strangely enough, the latest Wonder Woman is kind of a combination of the last two, except she's way cooler. The printing on the legs for the skirt and boots is back, but it's way more detailed. This is the printing to match the Wonder Woman from the Batman vs. Superman movie that came out. She also has printing on the arms that looks great, and the torso is just so highly detailed. Now, the mold for the hair is different. It's just a hairpiece, which is nice because you can use it on other figs, and the gold band on her head is just a print. She's got a great looking shield piece. And anyways, this is, I don't know, probably one of my favorite DC minifigs that's ever been produced, and I didn't even really like the movie very much. She came out in the Heroes of Justice Sky High Battle 60146. She sells for $11. And let's move on to what I think is the next most popular of the founding members, the Flash. 2 versions of this guy exist, though one of them is the Mighty Micros version. This first one came out in 2014, the Batman Riddler Chase set, plus another. He's $9, and I think you can tell why they probably didn't make any alternate versions of the Flash. The detailing for this character is relatively simple, and I think they got it right the first time around. Something tells me we're not going to see a different version of this guy unless they start making the Flash from the TV series. Comic-Con 2017. The Mighty Micros guy came out in 2016 in the Flash vs. Captain Cold. These characters are well known for their kind of wacky expressions, though this guy doesn't really have a particularly great one, and the Flash comes with some sort of ridiculous energy drink power bolts. Cool couple of figs, and I suppose Green Lantern is the next runner-up. The first one was actually a Comic-Con release from 2011. The detailing is made to look like Ryan Reynolds from the not very good Green Lantern movie. Pretty good detailing regardless, though, and if you want to buy this guy on eBay, the buy it now prices are at a minimum of $330. The next version is a bit simpler and a lot more accessible. He's the Green Lantern vs. Sinestro guy. He came out in 2015. He's only $4, but the detailing looks pretty good, and I think he looks better with those white hands. Honestly, not a bad minifig at all. And here is our only version of Aquaman. He's a 2013 release originally. He did come out in the Arctic Batman vs. Mr. Freeze Aquaman on on Ice set, plus a couple others. He's $4, but he comes with his golden trident, which is really awesome. The color combination is very true to the classic look for the Aquaman, but something tells me we're going to be getting a much newer, much more different looking version of this guy in the later DC movies to come. Now, the last of the founding members of the Justice League was this guy here. We've got Martian Manhunter. Two of them came out, one in 2014, one in 2015. First guy was a polybag release. He's a bit simpler. The printing on his face is a bit wider. He doesn't have that special collar that Martian Manhunter comes with, but I think the detailing for the chest and legs looks better than the 2015 Brainiac Attack guy. The first one is $10 if you want to get him brand new, while the second guy is around $7. And right there we finished off the founding members, but not too much later down the line. In fact, still in the 1960s, Green Arrow joins the team, and in the comics he first appeared in the Justice League of America number 4. 2013 gave us another Comic-Con exclusive release for this guy, and like the Green Lantern, he is extremely rare, but unlike the Green Lantern, he is actually, well, just more rare. Back about a year ago, I saw asking prices for him at $1,500 or more, and to be honest, I don't check eBay very often, but I still haven't seen any versions of this guy for sale for quite a long time. In all honesty, there's nothing very great about the detailing for this guy. It is high quality, I will give you that, but a slightly less high quality version of the guy came out in the Darkseid Invasion set back in 2015. I think he looks better with the hood piece that goes around his shoulders instead of covering his head. He's got blonde hair, and this guy actually comes with a bow and arrow, believe it or not. He is $8, which is, I suppose, just a little bit less than that $1,500 for the other guy. And a few issues later, in the Justice League of America number 14, we get Atom. The minifig we're looking at right now is the most recent of the Comic-Con releases from 2016. This is the Atom that is supposed to look like the guy from the television show. Great looking detailing, awesome print for the face, one of the best prints really for the face. And at the moment, I'd probably say he is a minimum of $200. And yet a few more issues down in the Justice League of America number 31. The last of the, I would say, original Justice League members, Hawkman, was introduced. He is a 2015 minifig we're looking at right now, also from the Darkseid Invasion set that I mentioned earlier. $7, really great looking fig though. He stands out among the crowd, well, better than just about anybody in the collection. No real reason needed to explain that. He's got the great looking gold wings and the big winged helmet, a couple of awesome expressions to go along with it, and great printing all along the body. And he comes with a flail mace or chain mace or something. Anyways, there it is. These are the original members of the Justice League, and, well, at least all of the versions that we can find for minifig form in Lego. Now, of course, throughout the years, many of the comics have offshoots that are very popular that have added characters to the Justice League, so we're going to go through these guys now. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster now. This is from the Justice League International. We've got from Legends number 6, the Blue Beetle arrived. Here's the set he came out in, the price he's currently listed at, and from the same comic, we also got Captain Marvel. This is a 2012 Comic-Con release. Here's his current price. He is a Comic-Con exclusive after all. And then from the Justice League A Midsummer's Nightmare, we get Plastic Man, first seen in issue number 16. He was a polybag release and has one of the best prints for a face out of any minifigure. Issue number 69 gave us Nightwing. Here are the 3 different Nightwing minifigures from Lego. The first one from 2006. This kind of silly looking guy is very rare, $35 brand new. While the other two are extremely similar, pretty much the only difference is the red and blue color combinations. Their expressions also differ slightly. And then if we move over to Justice League Cry for Justice, we get 3 new characters from Lego. First is Supergirl from issue number 3. Only one version of her in Lego, but she looks awesome. And the next is Cyborg from issue number 41. That's actually Justice League of America volume 2, issue number 41. A very recent figure as well. He's got a highly detailed body, and it is kind of unfortunate that he just comes with a stud gun. Usually they reserve those for battle pack figs. And the last one from this issue is a really great fig. We've got Starfire. Highly detailed. You can bet that is the only time we've seen this hairpiece in this color. And even though she's made up of unique prints and parts and is exclusive to an expensive set, she's for some reason isn't actually really worth that much, or at least in comparison to figs of the same distribution. And wait a second, I think Red Arrow or Arsenal was in there as well. He came out in the Justice League of America Volume 2, number 7. Also a Comic-Con exclusive. Here is the current price that I can find him at for eBay. And from the same volume, number 33, we have a couple new inductions. This is Lex Luthor and Captain Cold. Checking out Lex first, here is our guy from 2012, only released in one set, but very, very cheap. And here are the next two Lexes. These are the Power Armor Lex Luthors. One is the cheap guy from the Juniors set, while the other guy, who is just slightly different, honestly, there's just a little bit of different printing with the mold. He is extremely uncommon and came out in the Lex Luthor polybag, and brand new, I don't know, he's pretty expensive. And would you look at that, we've got a fourth Lex. This is the guy that came from the most recent Batman vs Superman movie set. Very recent fig, probably not gonna be worth a ton in the future, relatively cheap now, and I think he's gonna be cheap later. The first Captain Cold, a 2015 release, is extremely cheap and actually very, very similar to his Mighty Micro counterpart. Now that just about does it, except for Justice League of America Volume 3, number 2, the last two minifigs that I can find from LEGO that were also part of the Justice League are Catwoman and Katana. There's a bunch of different Catwomans. This first one from 2006 is relatively rare, over $10, and the next iteration from 2012 is pretty much on the same level. But believe it or not, they are not the most elusive of the Catwomans. A very recent one from the Batcave 1960s Batcave set takes the cake with being just under $20, and we cannot forget the Mighty Micros version as well. So that makes 4 Catwomans, and here is Katana, who came out in a very recent set, really awesome fig. And before anybody says anything, yes, I know a lot of those Lego Batman movie minifigures are out in some parts of the States. They're not here yet. Here's a picture of all the guys that we are going to be getting probably in a matter of days. Yes, I made that noise with my mouth. And anyways, here's the entire set together one more time. The entire collection together one more time. So we're looking at 36 minifigs right now. I don't like to take the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive guys out of their storage very often, so add 5. That would be 41 minifigs that should be present, including all those Comic-Con exclusives. But when we add all of the Batmans, that is 35 other minifigs. And remember, that is just 35 of the Batman minifigs that are currently available to us at the time of making the episode, including the rest of the alternate Lego Batman figs that we haven't gotten from the Lego Batman movie sets. I think there are 8 others that we're still vying for, which means that in just a couple of weeks, Batman will make up the majority of the entire Justice League collection. Just him as a character. Look out for that collection update video just as soon as we get those figs. And if LEGO were to make any next minifig that could qualify as a Justice League induction, I would just say, because I like Hawkman so much, it would be great if we got a Hawk Woman minifig. She'd look a bit different for sure, but I think that character just works super well in minifig form.
Alright, so that is it for this episode. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Remember, if you enjoy our content, you can always like or subscribe, and I've left a bunch of links in the description below for other collection videos that are either extensions or very, very similar in subject matter to this one. So check out the descriptions if you liked this one, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.